20.4 degrees, 20.4. And the starting mileage is 49000, 49000. Hey YouTube, it's gentlemansnine. Alright, so today's topic. Have you ever had somebody come up to you and request some favor of you? Whether you do this subconsciously or not, probably one of the first things that pops into your head is, what's in it for me? So, if somebody asks you something simple that you can just do really quick, no big deal, but if somebody asks you, hey, can you do this report for me? Can you go mow the yard? Can you go do the dishes or whatever? A lot of times, first thing that pops into your head is, what's in it for me? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this for you? Why can't you do this yourself? What's in it for me? Because the person that's asking you this request, hey, can you wash the dishes for me? Well, it's because they don't want to wash the dishes because they have something else to do. So what's in it for them? They don't have to do it. They have time to do something else. But in exchange for that, you now have something to do. That you have to exchange your time for. So let's reverse the roles, and let's say you are now the one asking somebody else to do something. Well, you're going to ask somebody to do something because you don't have the time to do it yourself, or you don't have the skills to do it yourself, or whatever the case might be. Here we go. So what's in it for you? More time, or maybe you get credit for something, or whatever. But you have to remember, what's in it for them? Why are you going to convince them to do it? How are you going to convince them to do it? Most likely, you're probably just going to say, just do it. Just do it because I said so. Well, that might work if you're coming from a position of authority. But you don't really earn a whole lot of respect with that. You're doing it just because you have to. So how can you convince somebody, to do it? You got to think about what's in it for them. So let's say I'm going to ask my kids to wash the dishes. I don't have kids, so who knows if this would actually work, right? If you wash the dishes, we can go to the movie tomorrow or whatever. You always have to think about what's in it for them. Now you got to be careful, because if you do this a lot, you're going to end up creating a situation where people expect some kind of reward, whether it's monetary or something, in order to do anything. Does that kind of make sense? They're going to come to the expectations that anytime I do something, I have to get some kind of gift in exchange. You can only do that like once or twice. You can't make that a habit, because then they'll always come to expect that. So what you should really do is think of something more on the cerebral level, something that doesn't necessarily always have a financial reward or whatever. So if I take that same conversation, I need my kids to wash the dishes. You could say something along the lines of, hey, can you wash the dishes for me? It'd really help me out. It would allow me to do more of this or whatever. Something to show that, hey, you're not able to do it because you have something that's barring you from doing it, and that having this other person do it for you, whether you want to view it as a favor or whatever, it's not necessarily monetary, but it's still helping. There's probably better examples than that, because in reality that's actually kind of a lame example. Excuse me. So at work, I could have, hey, can you look at this defect? It would really help us resolve this issue in production, which is barring us from allowing this set of functionality to work, or it's If we don't fix this defect, there's a bunch of users that can't do their job, but by fixing it, it actually allows us all to be more efficient and do our jobs correctly and lower our phone calls or lower our customer service requests or etc. Kind of makes sense? It's pretty basic. It's a pretty simple concept, but I don't really think most people think of it as kind of a reward system it's a two-party reward system. You really need to think about how it benefits you and how it benefits somebody else. And you have to think of that benefit for the other person is not always being something that's monetary or something. It's got to be something that helps the greater good, not necessarily that one individual person. Again, your examples might vary, but I think the story or the gist is still here in this conversation. So hopefully that makes sense. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Ending mileage 49039.